brings us to the Tampa Electric Plant, where we're going to check out some manatees at the Manatee Viewing Center. Just finished up at the Manatee Viewing Center, and as you can see, no footage of the manatees. That's because it's a little too warm right now. This is kind of like at the end of the season. The woman told me if it's 68 degrees or less, then they happen to come into this area because the water tends to be warmer and they might go for food. Currently, no food in this little area, so that's why they're choosing to stay out. Now, aside from that, I learned a little cool thing. In the Tampa Bay Rays Stadium, they have a Rays tank, and in the wintertime, this is where the Rays stay. So they have kind of like a winter home, and then their summer home happens to be the ballpark. But it's a pretty cool area. If it were colder, I would definitely come back because the pictures look amazing, so I'm sure you could find that on other videos on YouTube or somewhere on the internet. We are at the Apollo Beach Nature Preserve, and we're looking out at the Tampa Bay, and in the far back there you can see St. Petersburg. And if I pan across the bay, you can see downtown Tampa, and right over here was the Manatee Viewing Center. To Ybor City, which is a Cuban neighborhood here in Tampa, and I just parked in. Hey, check this little guy out. The place I'm going to be eating at is the Columbia restaurant, which is actually the oldest restaurant in all of Florida. There's a couple locations, but this is the first, and it's also the largest Spanish restaurant in the world. This is the 1905 smaller version of the salad, and it's named after the year that this restaurant was created. And as my main meal, I ordered the original Cuban sandwich.
You know where that is?
Just got finished with my meal at the Columbia, and I was very impressed overall. The salad and the Cuban sandwiches were both good. The bread was really great. And And I just like the way they made the food in front of you. So if you ordered a salad, they would prepare that. If you were to order a pitcher of sangria, they also prepared that in front of you. Awesome atmosphere. The place is gigantic. And hopefully you saw that from all the many rooms. But it was a pretty cool place. So now we're headed down 7th Street, check out the rest of the neighborhood. Just finished up at the cigar shop. Now I'm not a cigar smoker, but I just wanted to check it out. I love the smell of them. So the guy was really nice. Wasn't the owner, but a worker was talking to me all about the different types that they make there. And as you can see from the video, they hand roll them right there in that building. Then there's many of them along this street. And I picked up a little souvenir just because it looks kind of fancy. So display this back at home. Nice little keepsake. Leaving Ybor City right now and headed off to the stadium. Hotel for a short little while, and I stopped on the side because right by the University of Tampa is this beautiful building, the Henry B. Plant Museum. It is pretty awesome. I'm not going to go inside, but the facade really looks cool. I just got to Dunedin Stadium, which is the home of the Blue Jays. This is actually the oldest of the bunch here in Florida, because the Blue Jays have never really switched any cities. And then also, it was kind of funny because we were at Yankees yesterday, which is the biggest capacity. This is the smallest. Back infield here. The bullpen. It's a really tiny, old school type of stadium. I believe they are doing renovations in the next year. It's busy though. I am headed out at Dunedin Stadium, and it was a really good game. There's a lot, like 3 home runs in a little short span that I was actually there. Definitely needs renovating, but I kind of like that old feel of these types of stadiums here in Florida, especially like when it's more of a residential area around it. And I'm curious to see what they actually do to fix it up in the future. But overall, it's a good time. My late lunch, early dinner spot is the original Hooters right here in Clearwater. Off to the side of the restaurant, they have a little museum for the history of Hooters. Cookie dough craving? Yes, indeed. I got my vanilla cookie dough concrete mixer. Time to have some dessert. We're gonna switch gears a little bit here and head off to a hockey game. We're about to check out the Tampa Bay Lightning, who happen to be the best team in the NHL at the moment. So we're gonna go down to Amalie Arena and see a hockey game when it's about 85 degrees out.
That was some awesome stuff with them.
Officials on the ice tonight for the national.
An invisible energy charging at the void intensifies into a luminous, relentless frenzy. Furious force that cannot be contained, and suddenly breaks free, striking without warning or prejudice, lighting the night with the ferocity of its flash, and shaking the earth with its inevitable roar.
First Lightning game button and certificate. How sweet.
6-3 Lightning in the second, so they're starting to close the gap a bit.
And I just left Amalie Arena. The Lightning were up, and it was kind of funny because I knew the Lightning were the best team in hockey, but the Ottawa Senators are the absolute worst. So it's fitting that they were up. I left in the middle of the second period. So I just have one more thing to do, and that is the Riverwalk. I had forgotten to say about Amalie Arena, they actually have Tesla coils hanging from the ceiling that shoot out lightning, and it is pretty impressive. I just thought it was a cool touch to the whole thing. Very modern arena, big corridors to walk through, and just the intro was cool with all the lighting effects. So definitely tell that they got it going on. Sold out arena, first place team. It's a lot of fun tonight. conclude this trip. So thanks for checking out our vlog. Until next time.